So last week we got to, let's see if I remember. כאילו אין לכם בכלל? אין לי מים, כרגע אין לי בכלל. בתבדוק יש שם שירותים שם פשוטים. יש מבט.
There is something television.
You just gonna get me.
Зачем?
Потому что я...
Пошел в оба. Пошел в оба.
Нет, это идет на YouTube.
Что?
На YouTube. Это идет на в интернете, как бы теперь видео написано.
Окей. И там идет реклама твоей синагоги, твоей программы. Ну правильно, я сказал.
Конечно.
Нас пишут сейчас.
Да. Okay. Last week we learned the Brita. Basically, we brought or exactly where we started. Okay, here it is. Now I see. Okay. Rava is bringing us a Braita. And in his Braita is actually giving us the exchange rates for three basic or the three most important currencies of the time. Right? And he said, Pruta, Shamru Chachamim, the Pruta that Chachamim said, is one of 8 of Isara Italki, right? Of the Italian Assyrius. And why do we care? Because the minimum sum that a woman would accept to get married is 1 Pruta, we said. And then it says that Isara Italki is one of 24. Of silver dinar. And why do we care about this? We say mekach umimkach. To know when we're buying and selling that if somebody is not honest and he's raising the price over 1/6 of the real price. How do we know what we're talking about? We're talking again about changing, right? Isar to dinar. How do you know what's the exchange rate of Isar to dinar? It's 1 to 24. So if the guy wants 30 Isarim for 1 dinar, you know that he's a crook, and it's too much. And if you paid him, you can sue him and get it back. And the last one is dinar shel kesef shel 1 מ-25 בדינר של זהב. 1 silver dinar is 1 of 25 of a golden dinar. And what do we care about the golden dinar rate? Pidyon aven, to redeem the firstborn. Because we really want to know that we gave the Kohen enough money. And we don't want to get into a situation that he gives us the change. Like he comes after a while and he says, oh, I have change for you. Or on the other hand, that we'll find out that we didn't give him enough and we'll go and add to what he's giving us. And what Rava is actually telling us is that the Tana that said this Braita, we don't know who it was, what was his name, but very possible that he thinks like Rebbe when he was young, like the first version of Rebbe that we learned before. And this is exactly why he's telling us that the gold is um, is the coins, right? The money. And the silver in relation to that is the product. And this is why we say always the product is buying the money, not money is buying product. You have to remember this. It's like very difficult to get into what the way the Gemara is thinking. But the silver is buying the gold, not the gold is buying the silver. Okay? So the Gemara is telling us this is really what we learn from this. And therefore, we don't have a proof to which one of the versions that Rebbe is teaching us is the true version. But we do know now that at least the Braita, this specific particular Braita, is really maybe strengthening the earlier version of understanding that silver is buying gold and not gold is buying silver, the same way the way the Mishnah told us. And in a way, we have to understand this. So we go on and bringing at now a Mishnah from Masechet Maaser Sheni. And the Mishnah there is telling us a new thing. It's actually an argument between Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel. It starts with Tanan Hatam. See Tanan? Tanan Hatam. It is mentioned there. We basically have, let me see. A little before this. A little before this. No, that's not before. Oh, it is before. It's none. And basically we have a few ways to say that something is mentioned somewhere else in Aramaic, and there are a few words. One is Tnan, the one that we see here. One is Tana, or Tanya, or Tanina. And some of them are telling us that the source that is being brought now is the Mishnah, and some are telling us that the source that is being brought now is the Braita. And in a way, it's a little tricky to know which one of them is what. So we have a trick to remember which one is which. I just have to find my, never mind. So it's a very simple trick. When there is one nun in the word, then it's a Braita. When there are two nuns, it comes from the Mishnah. Meaning, if it says Tana or Tanya, it's only one nun, and it's a Braita. If it's a Tnan Hatam or Tanina, it has two nuns, therefore it's the Mishnah. It's not really, it's only a way to remember that, but it works, I think, 99% of the time. And And basically, the Torah tells us that in the first, second, fourth, and fifth years of the Shemitah cycle, we are giving a present out of our crop, right? First, second, fourth, and fifth years, right? Except for Truma Gdola and Truma Gdola, which is the present we're giving to the Kohen. And then there's Maaser Rishon, the first present, which is 10% that we give to the Levi, right? And then there's Maaser Mina Maaser, which is 10% of what the Levi gets, he also gives to the Kohen, right? But there are two others. One is called Maaser Sheni, the second Maaser, or the second 10%, that we are supposed to put away. And when we go to Jerusalem on the festivals, we eat it there in purity. We have to be pure. That's first, second, fourth, and fifth year. Third and sixth year, instead of going to Jerusalem and eat the Maaser Sheni, we're giving it to the poor people, and it is called Maaser Ani. And the Maaser Ani is being eaten everywhere, even if you are not pure. And then the Torah is adding us. If it is difficult for you to go to Jerusalem in order to eat it, and there could be many difficulties, but the main one is that if it is after Sukkot now, and I have 6 months until Pesach, until I'm going to Jerusalem, I cannot keep the fruits. They all are going to become bad. So what's the whole idea? So the Torah is telling us you can do something about it. A very, very, very simple trick. What do? You can, in a way, sell it. We call it lechalel. Lechalel is to unsanctify them. How do we do this? We put aside the money of the exact value of the fruits. And then, when I go to Yerushalayim, I just take this money. And basically, we should remember another thing, that when we take this money, it's not like in the bank. It's not like borrowing money, right? I borrow 100 shekel from you. I give you a different note of 100 shekel. I can give you a check of 100 shekel, and I gave it back. But when I am when I'm unsanctifying the fruits, I'm putting the coins, the actual coins aside. Those are the coins I have to use. They get the kedusha, the holiness of the maaser, and they become, or they start belonging to Beit HaMikdash, right, to the temple. So the Mishnah we're bringing now is talking about the this money that I took aside, and I actually need those coins because, for instance, I have a golden dinar and I need the golden dinar. I have silver dinars and I want to change them, right? Sanctify those and unsanctify those. And from what we saw until now, this is not such an easy thing because we start dealing with exchange rates. And this is what the Gemara is telling us. Tana. No, Tana. Find it. Tnan Hatam. Right? It is mentioned there, which is in the Mishnah in Maaser Sheni. Beit Shammai lo ya'aseh adam סלעין דינרי זהב, ובית הלל מתירים. This is the main thing. Beit Shammai are telling us, you are not supposed to make a sela into a golden dinar. What does this mean? It means that if I moved the holiness of the Maaser Sheni into um, into a sela, right? Which is um, and now I need this line. Sela is a coin, which is actually the silver dinar. And now I need this sela, right? So I want to put a golden dinar instead of this line. It could be the same amount, the same, like the value could be the same value. Still, Beit Shammai is telling us, Lo yaseh adam, where is it? Lo yaseh adam shlaim dinarei zahav. Basically, the main reason we see here is Rashi is telling us. It's much easier to carry one coin of one golden coin than I don't know how many slain, right? So Beit Shammai are telling us you shouldn't do this. Beit Hillel saying it's not a problem at all, right? And now what the Gemara is trying to do is to analyze the reason for Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel. And even before we start reading this, we already understand that the reason could be they have the same argument or the same versions of young Rebbe and old Rebbe, meaning which one is the point, which one is the fruit, which one is the tiva, which one is the teva. And we have two um, um, two Amoraim, no, two Tanaim, two Tanas, two known Tanas that lived on the same generation, learned together, and always had arguments between each other. This is Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish, right? We remember the story of Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish. If you remember Reish Lakish, Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish, Reish Lakish was pirate, right? And the story says, the Gemara says that he saw Rabbi Yochanan washing in the stream from behind. He thought he's a woman. He jumped on him, and then he saw him, and he told him, if you were a woman, like you're so beautiful, if you were a woman, I would already like you here. And Rabbi Yochanan told him, look, I have a sister. She's much prettier than me. And if you're going to start learning Torah, I'm going to give my sister to you. Which, like the words in Aramaic is Chilach Leoraita. You should channel your strength to the Torah. Right? You're so strong, but it's not a big, chokhmeh to be a pirate, to disrupt people. You want to do something with your strength, go and learn some Torah. So Yochanan started learning Torah, and he married Reish Lakish started learning Torah, and he became a big Talmud Chacham, the biggest of the generation, with Rabbi Yochanan, and they were chavruta, and he got married with Rabbi Yochanan's sister, and they always, like you see in the Gemara, that we call it Bava. They are like they were couples who were always learning together, so they had arguments. So Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish, how the Gemara is saying that. Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish, right? It's a code for an argument between Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish. Chad Amar מחלוקת בסנאים על דינרים. חד אמר, חד is one of them, like אחד. חד אמר, מחלוקת בסנאים על דינרים, דבית שמאי סברי כספא טבעה, ודאבה פירה, וטבעה הפירה לא מחללינן. Beit Shammai are assuming that the silver is the money, is the coin, and the gold is the pela, is the tree. It's the fruit or the product in our modern language. V'tiva apela lo mechalelinan. You cannot unsanctify a fruit with a coin. It's an interesting, right? It's an interesting aspect. Rashi is telling us, "V'Rachman Amar v'tzarta kesef." The Torah is saying in the pasuk when it is talking about when it is telling us that we can unsanctify the money, right? The fruits for the money. It says v'tzarta kesef is you should hold the money, right? The whole action that is being done is you take fruits, right, which you cannot take to Yerushalayim, and you unsanctify the fruits and put the holiness onto the money, right? So if the silver you have is the money, and the gold you have is the fruit, in a way, you are reversing the first action. At the beginning, you move the holiness from fruits to money, and then you're trying now to move the holiness from money back to fruits. The Torah says no, it goes only one way. Only one way.